get in there? Yeah.
Great culture.
You're live. Ready? We're live? Welcome to the THC Show, everybody. Started playing some Drastically Hip, and I was like, yeah, I gotta start my video now.
You have the right to do or not do whatever you want to do or don't want to do without any government coercion or prohibition until you interfere with somebody else. If you don't stand up for it, they'll continue to take it away from us. Your children will...
My alarm didn't go off. It happened, but you were ready to just feel I couldn't interrupt. I was waiting for that thing to go. I was kind of keeping my eye on it, you know? All right. Welcome to the THC Show, everybody.
Yeah. Big happy family.
Good afternoon. Look at all the people here. We actually have an audience today. Anyways, we're here at Surface Farms. We got Cy, we got John, we got Harry, and we got Andrew, right? I did that right. We got Tammy, and they're all going to be back after we do Joy's video about the CSP. So Joy Davies spoke at the Cannabis Day at the Art Gallery on July 1st and had announced that Langley City is going to do a pilot project for a cannabis substitution program. This is the first of any kind that the government is going to be doing that. So the mayor and his team will help people save their lives with cannabis. So the announcement from Nathan, the mayor of Langley, is coming up by the end of this month. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to play Joy's speech that she did for us at Cannabis Culture. And it's about 9 minutes long. So here we go. Let's do this. All right. And you can hear it now.
Can they hear us?
No, yeah.
Okay.
No, I think I'm okay.
Yeah,
they can hear me. Anyways, so Joy had a bit of a problem. We had a guy that had a megaphone there. You're going to hear him in the beginning, but don't worry about him. The police move in and remove the gentleman. So, all right, here we go.
Because she's just a lovely piece of me.
Take it away, Joy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joy Davies, and I'm old school. I'm using paper. I just want to say thank you to everyone being here. You're our friends, and you're our warriors for wellness. I'm humbled, and I'm honored to stand here on sacred ground, where decades of protest have birthed progress, where thousands have come together, not for a party,
please no
but for a purpose.
Ma'am, this is a neutral protest.
Cannabis Day is not just a celebration. It is a reminder that change happens when people show up. We've known that for generations.
Land
Today,
acknowledgements are indoctrination.
we gather not only in celebration.
They'd have a military. No, buddy, I live here. I was born here. Welcome to politics. Hey, stop being so rude. What's wrong with you?
Okay, go.
Okay, together we gather not only in celebration, but in remembrance. We honor the fallen soldiers of this movement, people whose lives were devoted to ensuring that Canadians could access medical cannabis with dignity, without shame, and without fear. Let us say their names aloud and with gratitude. Michelle Rainey, whose advocacy helped shape the early landscape of legal access in Canada. Corey Yellen, a woman of fierce truth, who educated and inspired thousands about the healing power of cannabis oil. Neil Magnuson, the heart behind the Cannabis Substitution Project, whose compassion reached those most vulnerable. These were not just activists, they were heroes. They gave everything to a fight that most people ignored until it touched their own families. It's our turn. to carry their torch. I've spent the last 15 years with Canadian Medical Cannabis Partners, a patient advocacy group lobbying government, tirelessly petitioning government after government, pleading for a provincial program that ensures access is based on need, not on income, not on geography or political delay. We are making progress.
Yeah.
I've advocated not just as a spokesperson, but as a patient advocate, someone who's held hands with people in pain. I've seen lives changed and saved by cannabis. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I am a patient. I am a woman who's seen what works and knows that government has ignored that truth for far too long. Today, I'm so happy to bring hope because change is here. Let me share something really powerful. Langley City Council, led by the courageous and compassionate Mayor Nathan Paschal, unanimously approved a 1-year pilot project titled Cannabis Substitution for Opiates.
Yes.
This is historic. In April, our BC chapter presented them with evidence from Dr. Ira Price and his groundbreaking study of 1,200 patients. 80% of participants successfully transitioned from opiates through cannabis. You heard that right. 80%! That's huge! This is not anecdotal. This is transformation. And that saves lives. So this July, Langley City will begin the rollout. A local government doing what the province and the feds refused to do. The city walked out of their lane in compassion. They acted on evidence. They prioritize life. They lead with courage.
Yeah, they do.
Now, imagine this program extended province-wide. And we have other municipalities watching that we've all talked to. Imagine patients across BC walking into a medical cannabis clinic staffed with certified medical cannabis nurses. And we have a national society of medical cannabis nurses that are nurse practitioners, LPNs, RNs that have been up-trained for medical cannabis care. Imagine access to small craft growers who provide affordable, high-quality medicine of the strains needed to create oils and suppositories which may heal their cancers. Imagine the shame removed from healing and medical cannabis treated like the essential medicine it is. So today I ask you, be part of the change. Email your MLA, book a meeting. Look your MLA in the eye and ask, do you support medical dignity in British Columbia? Do you support medical autonomy? Or do you support delay, suffering, and ignorance? Here's what we're demanding from Premier Eby and Health Minister Josie Osborne. Certified medical cannabis health practitioners in every region. Walk-in clinics for real-time compassionate care. Small British Columbia-based growers serving medical patients. Affordable, accessible, patient-focused care. Because the data is crystal clear. Medical cannabis means, and these are studies, 43% fewer emergency room visits, 39% reduction in prescription drug use, reduced costs to the healthcare system, and improved quality of life for all. economic benefit for sure for local industry, but most important, lives saved. So to the British Columbia government, you say you care about the opiate crisis, then prove it. Put politics aside, do what works. And to all of you, my sisters and brothers in this struggle, I say, raise your voice, raise your story, raise your love, raise your courage. This is for Michelle. This is for Corey. This is for Neil. This is for every patient still fighting to be seen. We are the revolution, and that revolution is medicinal. I'd like to close with a quote that I have lived for my life. Our prime purpose in this life is to help others. And if you can't help them, at least do no harm. That's your Dalai Lama. Happy Cannabis Day, and thank you.
And we're back. Here's Surface Farm. Yay! And who are we going to have first today? We got Cy.
Glenn,
Might as well, buddy.
thank you so much for popping by Surface Farms to talk to High Canada and our allies.
Got your editor here.
Yeah.
We got some sponsored pipe people
Yeah,
here.
we've
We
got-
got Harry, and I already introduced those.
we've got a great group of people here. This is Surface Farms, some of the most brilliant minds that I have met in my travels across Canada as editor-in-chief of High Canada Magazine. I've been proud to call Surface Farms our High Canada Magazine headquarters for 7-8 years now.
Wow, really?
Harry
This is where you've been hiding out.
This is when I'm in Ontario. This is my base. Now, Tammi has traditionally managed and took care of all the editorial content for Ontario.
Okay.
And then a number of years ago, she transitioned over to global editor on top of her Ontario editor position. Harry has advised every iteration of the magazine. High Canada Magazine, pre-legalization, and then legal High Canada Magazine, Psychedelic Canada Magazine. Harry, get on camera here. Are you there?
No, my daughter's coming up,
yeah.
approaching. What would you like? Come say hi quickly.
All
right.
Because it's a family vacation
All right,
that we're co-oping.
We are smoking, okay? All right, love you.
Oh, what good parenting. So, Harry has advised every iteration of the magazine. He's been one of the magazine's closest advisors and supporters.
Harry, right
That's
here.
Harry,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here,
yeah,
Surface
yeah.
Farms.
Kind of looks like Jack. Like
Jack Kungo?
Yeah.
Harry's better looking.
Yeah.
We also have some great allies of ours, just coincidentally, because Glenn was popping by. John was coming over anyway. John from Royal Oil Rob.
Yes, he gave me a bunch of stuff.
Long-running legacy brand. One of the most effective topicals that I've ever used. Their bath bombs kick ass. Oh, nice. And then our good friend Andrew.
You can't see Andrew. Come over here, Andrew.
Andrew runs the Four Winds the cannabis dispensary in Hamilton. He is a huge ally of the magazine. Last issue was our big question issue, and we tackled sovereign cannabis head on. Sovereign cannabis, Quebec. What's going on in Quebec and cannabis tourism? If you read my my editorial, I talk at great length about Andrew and what he has done for the community and what he's done for me personally and getting this sovereign issue going on. And he's been such a huge ally to the magazine.
So are you just strictly sovereign? Like, So okay. So no stores or anything, but just all on indigenous land and reservations. Sovereign. Oh,
This whole country is sovereign.
Well, it could be different than BC. So I don't know.
That's what we're trying to do.
Because you're like have a whole mile of stores in
ideology.
Quebec or something.
Since the Royal Proclamation.
It's a what?
Since the Royal Proclamation.
Yeah.
Sovereign people. We've always been sovereign people.
Okay, and
we're nations within a nation. So we have to be able to trade fairly.
Well, I heard that the government gave you a certain percentage of the cannabis market or something like that. Was that true?
Oh, that's only within the legal context.
Oh, that's only in the legal context.
Run.
Okay, all right.
Now, one of the things I love about Andrew and his shops, the Four Winds Dispensary in King Street in Hamilton, is he serves the most sensitive community in Hamilton. It is such a crazy drug problem. It is like the east side. You know what the east side is. And this part of Hamilton is the east side, Vancouver in Hamilton.
Okay.
And to see Andrew out there every day, him and his team, and serving the community and dealing with addiction head on through cannabis substitution. You know, like I said, Andrew is.
You're doing cannabis substitution in Hamilton also there?
Right in Hamilton, we have a methadone clinic across the
Thank
street.
you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, because we talk
Not a
about
problem.
other
Yeah.
people doing that here too. So
And in my travels, and probably in yours too, I see that the drug addiction
Yeah.
is crippling our entire country from
It is.
coast to coast.
it is.
Fentanyl is a huge scourge. I have seen cannabis work time and time again to get people off fentanyl, cocaine, crack, crystal meth. Nothing but success stories, and to see my friends actively in service to their community.
Yeah.
You know what? We threw a party recently.
Means a lot.
Our Green Tie Gala. I invited legacy people in legacy
Yeah,
market.
yeah.
I invited all my sovereign friends.
Yeah.
I invited all my legal friends.
Yeah.
I invited people from every corner of the sector.
Nice.
They came out. They illustrated unity. The legal people thought the sovereign dabs were fire. The
Nice.
the flower was fire. The
Nice.
sovereign and the legacy people loved what the
Oh, yeah,
legal was
I have
throwing
no
down.
problems with
There
sovereign
was
weed.
such a vibe of unity.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah, the government is drawing these lines
Yeah, they're
between us
trying.
all. But like, I would like to say, it really proved at our party that we're
We
a
can all
culture.
get along. Yes.
We
A
are
community.
a culture. We're
Yeah.
bigger than that. We've evolved, and that includes legacy, legal, and sovereign.
Yeah.
And you know, and what makes me really sick, and especially today, it's funny you show up.
Yeah.
We have our heroes and villains issue. of High Canada
Oh
Magazine.
yes, that's coming out.
That's our
at
issue
the end
100.
of July or something.
Yeah, at end of July. It's over 200 pages, so I've been really hyper focused on freaking villains.
And then you're not going to be able to buy a copy this time, right?
This
'Cause it's
is
not
the-
just going to
yeah,
be online.
no.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
No free downloads on this issue.
No free.
We
Oh,
have
okay.
given away
Yeah.
99 plus issues of High Canada Magazine
For
for
free.
free
Yeah.
digital download. This is a 200 plus page last issue. We are printing it. It's going to be beautiful. But you want to read it, you've got to buy this one, folks. I'm
All
sorry.
right, all right, and
So-
it's give them a little bit of tidbits, so make them want to buy
Okay,
it.
so
Yeah, give them some reasons
so-
why they would
now
want
we are
to
ju-
purchase an
now-
online version or paper copy, right?
Now let me
Yeah.
tell you. We have
give 'em a
had
hook.
so many discussions about the villains. We
Yeah.
have some great.
Oh, I know.
We have some great unsung heroes.
Yes.
We've been doing our 100 favorite cannabis heroes on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
We're like 37. We'll get to 100. We got a lot of people. But what we're focused on in the printed magazine
Yes.
is unsung heroes.
Yes.
Now we've got our unsung hero number 1, John Burfello.
Nice, Johnny B.
Does so much for the sector.
20 minutes away from me.
He's a great guy. You know, we have more maintainers than we could ever use in our
I
entire
know.
life.
Hey, we are.
But definitely an unsung hero.
Yes, yep.
Kristen Wood from Ontario.
Nice.
Yourself, Glenn
Myself,
Wells. 'Cause this guy is underappreciated, so it's
yeah,
funny.
that's a reason
It
to
all
buy
got-
the
And we have
magazine.
a whole bunch of like these people who just haven't got the respect or the media attention. So before we hang up our High Canada Magazine hat, we're gonna nod out a few of those.
Thank you very much.
Remember, there's a lot of our team is contributing, like what Canada did
Yeah.
for the community, for them. Or like
Do you have any
place.
special stuff from past issues that people really liked and you've put back into the magazine again?
No, but we're going to be reprinting all the best women in weed, as
Okay.
special collections. We have
Okay.
so much material. Think
All right.
about this: 64 to 120 pages are our average issue.
Mm,
We cover between 20 and 40 companies every month.
wow.
Every issue.
Wow.
And that's 99 issues of High Canada, a whole bunch of Christmas specials, 8 issues of High Europe magazine,
Wow.
Psychedelic Canada magazine, which went to like issue 4 there's so many stories. So we will cherry pick the very best.
Nice.
And we are planning on these high
With the help of
specials.
your editor.
Oh yeah, like
Tammy.
Tammy and I are all that's left of High Canada magazine, and Harry
Really?
is our advisor.
Oh,
and
wow.
Bailey,
She's got no gray hair or anything.
Oh.
Bailey.
and
Oh,
Bailey,
Bailey,
who is
there,
our
Bailey.
longest running High Canada magazine.
Is he
team
chief
member.
editor?
Well, she's really the boss.
He is?
So let me tell you a little bit more about.
Well,
issue
hold on,
100.
man. Let's go. Happy 420!
Happy 420, Vancouver.
I'm going to smoke a little skunk. Yeah. Man, eat your heart out, buddy.
So,
let's get something going.
10 years in, can we there's some, so I am smoking. If you go on my Instagram today,
What do you got?
I have got Top Shelf. And
Top
let me tell
Shelf.
you, Top Shelf
I've heard about Top Shelf.
they sponsored our party.
Yes.
They are this bud is phenomenal. Grown in British Columbia.
Yes.
I have been looking at weed. Tammy too. We've been looking at weed our whole careers. True quads, amazing freaking prices. Like some of the best cannabis I have smoked. These guys are underrated, and I'm tired of being shadow banned on my social media for talking about good quality cannabis.
Yeah.
Like so the Top Shelf, I gotta hand it to you. Thanks for sponsoring our party.
Yeah.
I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass either. I actually really like your weed. I did a video early today, and I could only get halfway through these.
Really?
And these are the terp. These are the flavor bursts.
Nice.
And
we can talk about legal stuff on here because I've been we're trying to get the legal part in there because we know there's a whole generation of legal people now. So,
there are.
So that's why we're gonna do you smoke mine and I'll smoke yours.
Absolutely.
Right? You bring me your legal weed and I'll give you a gray market weed. You can smoke my gray market and I'll smoke your legal. And we'll see what happens that way. Right? Educate them and they'll educate me. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. Right?
And Tammy has been instrumental in making sure that we continue to respect legacy and sovereign. When legalization happened, I was all like, I got a little high.
Yeah.
And I drank the Kool-Aid a little bit. And, I wish I could go back and talk to pre-legalization side and say, snap the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Listen to Tammy. Listen to your friends. Because legalization hurt so many jobs, everything. So it changed things in a way that I didn't really enjoy that much.
Yeah.
And Tammy was always like, no, we will not forget legacy. We will continue to hold up legacy. And then you organized like a Indigenous Cannabis Cup for what, 4 or 5 years? Seven. Holy shit, sorry.
Yeah.
Actively staying involved in sovereign cannabis. And without like High Canada Magazine, I'm cocky. I'm a little egotistical. I like to be on camera, but High Canada Magazine is our team. It's Tammy and Harry and Sabrina and all the reporters we have and Sarah and Surface Farms and all the people out in BC that have it's way bigger. Carly Thiessen.
We know that Carly.
April Rainbow. Who else? Colin Banbury, he went
Rainbow,
on to,
you mean Brittany?
Yeah.
I just had her on the show.
Oh, not Brittany, but Brittany has been a big ally of our magazine.
Brittany
We've
Gumphrey.
had 37 High Canada Magazine team members.
Nice.
Kelly Gibson, who pretty much wrote the SOPs for the original Spirit Leaf. Like, we've had so many great people, and they've all been passionate about holding up the people behind the plant. And we've been the core of the magazine for years, for
a long time.
And we've given a lot of writers their first opportunity. We've uplifted so many voices,
taken a lot of abuse.
Oh, so much abuse.
No, really? Yeah.
But you know what? We've been attacked. We've had our emails hacked.
Oh,
we've had all our social media deleted and hacked.
Oh, wow.
Because we refused to take a stand one way or the other during the COVID crisis. Both sides attacked us. We were in the middle of the black market versus legacy market debates when, so there are some crazy things happening and that have happened in our sector. And I'm really proud that we've been able to chronicle so much of it. And we have
good, bad, and the ugly.
All there.
We should have called this issue "Good, Bad, and the Ugly."
I was about to say that. Villains and heroes are going to be the good, bad, and the ugly, right?
Let me tell you, we are our sector. Just because you smoke weed doesn't mean you're a great person. I have 15 villain archetypes, and I must have 100 villains on my list. I can't really. I can't really print all their names. There's so many because I get sued that many times. But let me tell you, from political insiders connected to the Liberal Party in 2017, who we predicted, call them the ugly. We predicted that they would make themselves filthy rich, and sure enough, they did. To these creep archetypes, to con people who are conning different men and women out of their life savings for the cannabis industry, pump and dumpers. We've got toxic environments like you would not believe. In British Columbia seems to be the most organized when it comes to chaos because a group of 30 plus women got together, formed a support group about one particular person in the cannabis sector who has bullied them and systematically attacked them. And it has this laundry list of like offenses. And to see 30 plus women get together and form a support group around it. And they provided me with like, I'm talking, if I were like a legal system, we're High Canada, we're not a legal system, I would have reams of documentation. And I'm looking at all these villains, it's a little disheartening. Yeah. So that's why I've been trying to hold up the heroes. Oh yeah. That's why we threw the party to celebrate.
Who's got the support group?
No, you have to wait for the issue of High Canada Magazine.
Oh, there you go.
We have
there you go,
pretty gnarly people being represented as villains. We also have our anti-heroes. They're not quite heroes. They're not quite villains. So we want to go out in a bang, make some impact, cause some noise.
Do you have any blooper reels for the video section of your?
We have so many.
Do you have any bloopers?
Reels. I'm sure we could.
Because that's usually a thing to end stuff with. Is like a big, huge.
Well, I'm hoping that issue 100.
Where maybe you take some mushrooms and fall down.
Well, once we're issue 100 is going to come out. When we hit 1 million views on YouTube. Okay. So YouTube,
there you go.
We are 940K views on YouTube.
And you're on YouTube right now.
Yeah, we're on YouTube right now. Yep. We need 60,000 more views on our YouTube
channel. Tell your friends.
We will get one of those nifty little plaques. And it's been my white whale forever.
Oh, really? You get a little nifty little plaque from YouTube when you hit 1 million? Yeah. Oh, why don't you just get one of those bots?
No, we want to earn it.
Yeah, right?
Everybody else does it. We go for the other 60,000.
This feels better when you do it.
Yeah, I know.
This is a cautionary tale for all you new cannabis-related social media
Don't
accounts.
get a bot.
Don't buy your followers.
No.
People notice.
Yeah.
Like how many times have we noticed somebody jump from 20 to 2,000 or 20,000? Like,
And jump like that.
You can't have 45,000 followers and 2 likes on posts.
That's a huge I don't know about you, but I've become quite the investigative reporter after the last decade. Let me tell you how we gotten good at it.
Because you see all parts, right? Like it's come to a.
So the bots are not AI smart where they'll come on and like your posts just to be just to trick you. They're not there yet.
That's right.
Okay, that's it. They're going to get there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
They're going to get there. Yeah, they're going to get there.
Would you like to try some of this?
Of course.
This is
Top Shelf. This is BC Smoke.
Let me tell you, these guys, I discovered them about 2 months ago, and I love my legal brands. I like my legacy brands, but I'm never turning back if I don't have to. I had some donkey butter off these guys. Yeah. Like I've visited some of the best grows across Victoria and the Lower Mainland. Yeah. These guys grow fire. Kevin Varner from Royal Harvest, fucking fire, man. Nice. Smoker Farms,
and this all stuff you can find in the government store.
And no, this
and in BC.
The ones I'm naming right now are legal.
Oh, yes.
But then you have these guys, companies like this that have put their whole life into growing quality cannabis.
Yeah.
They're sovereign, and still the government's like, well, we don't want you to do that.
So if you're growing in BC, you can't sell in the Ontario store?
No, you can. You just have to get an Ontario license.
Yeah. Oh, so there's not a blanket license?
Have to sell in Ontario.
No, you have to do province to province.
A lot of people stay away from Ontario because it's an overrun market.
Yeah, it is.
So
5,000 products on the market.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
So what's the point? You know what I mean? Not what's the point, but
and then, but you have to have a separate license for each province where they want to get rid of the make more interprovincial trading.
Well, and BC
but
BC's doing that, so you can be local and supply locally.
Yeah, I mean that's
right here.
That's
Ontario. You have to be able to supply larger.
Oh, larger, eh? Yeah, because Don and Carol have their new farm gate.
I heard we did a blurb on it. Thanks to Gamer.
They grow it in the backyard and they bring it right to their store at the front. They don't have to do anything else.
I've been hearing about these legacy legends too that Canna Michelle put together.
Yeah.
I said Ramos, Smoker Farms.
Yeah, Ramos, part of it. Yeah.
and it's like select packs of some of like these guys only do LTOs, so small batches,
Mhm.
and all of these guys are phenomenal growers.
Yeah.
Growers.
Yeah,
Like,
Remo's.
I am proud to say that Remo we've smoked with Remo so many times over the
me
years,
too, yeah.
and we can hold our own.
He only lives
No
about 20
problem.
minutes
Oh,
from
yeah.
me too.
But I seen him knock people the fuck out,
Yeah.
because he rolls. They're always the same size.
Yep. Always, right?
It's nonstop.
Yep.
And sometimes for shits and giggles, he throws in shatter. He'll throw in hash. He'll big it up.
Love you,
Cherry.
Remo.
He's had some great stuff over the years, and it makes me really proud to see where he's gone with his brand, his career, and
Yeah.
how
He's-
loved that man is. with
Sandra
this.
and him have made a great team.
Yes, they have. And
Yeah, they're a great
a
team.
couple of years ago, we did like our favorite power couples, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
were Don
She
and
was one-
Carol.
She
were
was
on
one of
that
them.
list.
Don and Carol, yeah.
Sandra and Ramo. So yeah, we're pretty excited about like ending things in a bang. Our party was freaking amazing. It was a
Mhm.
Green Tide Gala. We had the Rambling Band come in and play. We had a severe lightning storm warning.
Oh, yeah.
I still had about 110 people show up. I had a lot of people call if there's a accident on the QEW. We still had about 110. A few activations couldn't come, but everybody had such a good time. We had
That's
this
good.
giant pool.
It looked like you guys had a good time. I've seen some video from it.
And what a show of collaboration from our sponsors. Could I mention a few
You
of our
can
sponsors?
do whatever you want.
Okay, so
This is
I'd like to
legal
thank-
and gray market.
I'd like
so it
to
don't matter.
thank
Yeah.
KGL TV and the
Oh, yeah.
CCTA.
Kelly is a good friend of
Kelly
mine.
was Reverend Kelly was
She loves my B positive stuff.
yeah, I can see that. She was instrumental in bringing that igloo in from Four Stokes.
Yeah,
and
that
people
was-
just loved that. She
Did they hotbox it?
They hotboxed it.
Ah,
and some.
nice.
So we had back to back. We had Rosin Stars, old friend of ours from Legacy who transitioned into legal, representing the legal side with his live rosin. And then we had Supreme Green bring some of their best
wow.
concentrate in for a head-to-head legal versus sovereign. Nobody was disappointed. The Legacy Sovereign guys loved the legal stuff.
Yep.
Fire.
Yep.
The legal guys loved what Supreme Green was like.
There,
And then
good.
in an igloo of all things. So
Yep.
she did like live all night interviews with
Yep.
KGL TV. And that was and we had performances going on. We had the Electric Lettuce Band booked from Niagara Falls.
Nice.
And we had a good turnout. People were swimming. People were eating.
Yeah, I
having
heard about
fun.
swimming too. Yeah.
we
Bring
had-
your short. You said bring your swimsuit.
Bring your
yeah.
swimsuit.
Yeah.
VIP area, which was sponsored by Next Leaf, and
Nice.
it was such a good vibe. And then we decided to throw caution to the wind because we were going to cancel it because Tammy and I were both worried about the weather.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so we decided to fuck it. Let's
Yeah,
just let
let's
it
just
go.
do it,
And about 11, I just gave Randy Rowe from Grow Up Conference his Lifetime Achievement Award. Because
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, I double time as a board member of the CCTA, and I really wanted to see an in-person awards
Yeah.
before I finished my run of High Canada.
Yeah, and you did it.
And it was unanimously voted. Randy Rowe got this. He's done
Nice.
so much to bring Canada tourism in across the country. By the way, you have a Vancouver Grow Up Conference.
Yeah.
With No High Canada magazine. They're going to be needing a media.
Okay, sure.
You should reach out to them.
Yeah.
So
if you can give me a number or
So-
something, I don't know how to.
100%. I'll
Okay,
connect
thank
you.
you. All right.
But
Yeah, I'll
I
go do that.
gave Randy his award and it started to dribble.
Okay.
And then you saw the band get super nervous. And then Kelly and Waleed got up to give the Best Cannabis Operator Award,
Yeah.
which was to New Amsterdam Cafe in Vancouver.
Yes. Yeah.
Well deserved. They threw the Cannabis Hospitality
Yeah.
Summit
They
as well.
did. They did.
Did very well. They're having a big party next week at the New Amsterdam to
Cool.
celebrate their award. We
Cool.
made history by giving out Cannabis Tourism Awards.
Yeah.
And it started to rain a little more. And
Nice.
the band starts taking everything down.
Yeah.
The crowd, they don't care. They're high. They're happy. And we get to Cannabis Event of the Year, which is we only gave out the 3 awards, and it was High Kuko
Oh,
Productions with
Yeah.
their Canadrag. They do these Canadrag shows all across
Oh.
the country.
Is that cannabis and drag?
Yep.
Gotcha.
And they it's more than just that. It's
Bug.
they won by unanimous voting.
Yeah.
And it was pouring rain. They accepted their award. We got these 3 awards and a couple photos in the rain, and you could see all of our guests were enjoying things so much.
Yeah.
Despite
Sorry,
the
I
rain.
got some guy trying to sell weed in the
Of course.
comments.
Hey, don't sell weed on
Yeah.
YouTube. Go
Yeah,
on Telegram or WhatsApp
I just
like a
blocked,
normal person.
them, but because I was watching you guys, I don't know how many
Yeah, I
times.
didn't see it.
There he is. All right, so we got to get rid of those. But yeah, please continue.
I didn't see it.
I was gonna say, Tammy, Do you have any favorite things from the years of the magazine? Tell us what your favorite story may have been, or maybe your favorite year. How about an event maybe that you've gone to?
I'd say the early days expos were pretty good.
Expos?
Like what, 20?
Ontario expos or BC?
15?
Yeah.
No, 2016.
Yeah.
Grow Up.
Yeah.
So when Frenchie Cannoli.
Okay, yeah, I know that name.
So
yeah.
when they all came to the events, so it was like Grow Up. He came to Grow Up.
Cannabis too.
Oh, Cannabis.
Yeah.
And then Lift, maybe the first one.
That first Lift. Oh my! That
in
was
Vancouver?
Like, no,
in Toronto.
In Toronto, okay. Because we have Lift in Vancouver also, right?
And as far as like, because it was a mix of both legal and legacy.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was like not even really legal at first.
Yep.
It was nobody knew what the framework was, right? So these events also had legacy present at all the booths.
Yeah.
So we were allowed to
at Lift. I remember that. Yeah, there was a bit of a mix in the beginning.
Grow Up, right? Because there was no, we didn't know what was going to be legal or how it was going to be laid out.
Yeah.
So people kind of just went with what would probably be appropriate.
Yeah.
And so at that time, it was a good mix of everybody really working together because we all had a common goal. We were just like, holy shit, like this is going to actually happen. Like we're actually organizing and it's becoming. You know what I mean?
But it would have been nice if Lift would have allowed you to have some product there because they were only doing it.
Yeah, but we did at the beginning.
Oh, you did? You did?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and then it turned into, Oh, no.
I don't know if they did that in BC.
Well, they did here.
Okay.
Yeah. And then legalization came into play.
Yeah.
And everybody had guidelines to follow.
Oh,
so then the expos and the events changed because now there was a guideline to follow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
which sucks.
The grow ups, cannabis only lasted like maybe not even 1 year. I don't think
cannabis?
1 year.
No,
1 year.
Yeah, they did a few.
But so anyways, but then it just turned, in my opinion, not a good time.
Yeah, the shiny shoes,
everything.
Says,
and then there was finally a defining line for legalization, and that kind of like slowly started. I don't want to say separating, but not separating, but kind of like you could see the difference between the two.
Yeah.
And for us, it starts with Sovereign, right? Because that's where you're free to do the things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, and I realized that there was more impact in Sovereign and in Legacy.
Yeah.
So I kind of just stayed there and kind of, wasn't a big fan of the transition of the magazine to legalization.
No, I know.
I was like, who's going to pay for shit?
Yeah.
It's over. Nobody's going to give us money.
It wasn't because legal people can't.
That's right.
They're not allowed to,
So
right?
you go
I can't even go in the store and do a show from there and show their stuff.
Yeah, so you go and you make the jump, and in something like a magazine where you rely on advertising and the money coming, who's doing it? So you know what I mean? It became and I just kind of like flew my flag.
Hi. It was almost over. Is it about the show? No. What's it about? Oh,
I was waiting about 20 minutes.
That question you could have asked anybody. Yes, you don't have to ask your dad. Yeah, no problem. All right, no problem. All right. So my daughter wanted to know where the washer was. Cy will show you. All right. Good.
But yeah, so that it was it's more for me. It's like time periods throughout this that have been great. You know what I mean? So pre-legalization expos were fantabulous, and of course I continued in Legacy and Sovereign.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was the Indigenous Cannabis Cup. You know what I mean? We 100 vendors every year.
Wow.
We put on
that never
stage.
came to BC. That was only on Ontario thing. Yeah.
It was because it was Smoke Signals. It was Smoke Signals and Tyne and
I think some people from BC came in to compete.
Oh yeah.
Did they? They may have. Yeah.
But it was a big. It was for our area here. It was a big. It was.
It's a big thing.
It's the biggest one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you got a lot of population.
Yeah, we put more Indigenous musicians on stage than any other event in Canada.
Do you ever notice how different it is in Ontario, the cannabis scene, compared to British Columbia?
Me 100%.
You're more based here, right?
Yes.
So you don't get to see the other side.
That's right.
I don't think that's true. Tammy's been out to BC a dozen times.
I'm very familiar with BC.
Okay.
And lots of tours. Yeah.
Some of the stuff I'm most proud of that you've done for the magazine. Tammy, there was 1 year she did the Let's put fun, but let's get put fun back into the magazine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she pulled in Classified. It was one of our big covers, and most of the big musicians we've had: Peter
Could have
Jackson,
done Sunshine
we
Girl.
did Biff
Biff
Naked.
Naked,
Cannabis Girl.
Oh, let me
Yeah.
tell you, half our sector was in that Classified video.
Really?
Too.
Yeah, good.
And
Yeah, I tried to make it more about if I was going to stay in the magazine,
Yeah.
I wasn't too big on the legal side of shit
No.
Yeah.
because it sucked.
Yeah, it does.
So I was like, okay, what can I do to still stay in it? And so for me, it was entertainment and
Yeah.
cannabis. I don't have to specify what kind of weed who gives a shit? The two connect. You know,
Yeah.
music and weed is just something that goes together. So I focused on entertainment and cannabis and, you know, still
I'm worried about smoking the irradiated legal stuff. I talk to people that don't irradiate and I smoke their legal stuff, like Don and Carol.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? That's an important,
yeah.
You know, back in the early stages of legalization, a lot of LPs let me come and tour.
Yeah.
Before there was any sort of rules about letting random people come in and tour, right?
We still get
Yeah,
unprecedented
100%.
access. We could tour any
Yeah.
facility we want.
Yeah.
Anywhere,
Yeah.
honestly.
Canada,
That's right.
Yeah.
But we
And
put the
for
time
here,
in for that.
Yeah, Gage Cannabis. here
That was
in
a great
yeah,
story too.
in Hamilton here. It was
Yeah.
one of the first. It was right up there with Tilray and like as far as like mainstream.
Didn't Bruce Linton go on to run the U.S. version
Yeah,
of that?
it totally.
like,
Oh,
was
now
like
it's a
meg-
big. Yeah. So they let
Wow.
me tour it, and it was the first place that taught me about nuking it
No.
or not nuking it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I learned a hard lesson that day because I really didn't have no idea that was even because we don't do that in Legacy.
No, but they
Nobody's
do it to
doing
our
that.
food. We don't.
Right.
But our food
But it
is
wasn't
irradiated.
something that was
Yeah.
on my radar as something that I had to be like paying attention
Yeah,
to.
you
But from
do.
that point on, that became one of the biggest things that if I did go and check anything out, that was one of the first questions I asked people.
Neil Magnuson showed us the difference of a bud that was not irradiated and a bud that was irradiated. And the bud that was irradiated was dead.
Yeah.
It had brown
Yeah,
and there's
absolutely.
nothing live
No,
in there
there's
ever.
smell, there's no nothing.
How can
It's-
that be healthy? And that's just
Absolutely.
the government saying, "Oh well, we told you it
It's
wasn't
safe.
healthy."
There's no bugs.
Yeah, I know, but also
fine.
that we told you it wasn't healthy because they don't think it's a medical plant, right?
That's right.
So if they can kill it and not have any benefits
right.
for it, then they're right, right?
That's right. But I mean, anything that's new is choppy.
Yeah,
So just like alcohol legalization, it took a while to sort that shit out. And even then,
we
like,
should make that illegal.
well,
It poisons your
100
body,
million,
man. And
100 million %.
like I was saying to a guy today from New York at Niagara Falls, you don't hear about cannabis people getting up and going punch their
Absolutely.
wife in the face because they're
No,
high or
don't
whatever,
hear that.
or get up and
Absolutely
start
not.
driving. He goes, exactly. He says, when you're drunk, you're
Yeah,
just
no.
your inhibitors are gone,
Absolutely.
and that's it, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should have been the other way around. But if they did that, then we'd all be living past 82,
That's right. Yeah.
And we'd all have the governments
Strain
would
on
all
the
have to
system.
pay us our social security
Strain on the system.
more. Yes,
I
more
know you're
years.
running out of time, but
Yeah.
one more thing I'm super proud of. You know, the work you did with Davidu in Canada and with
Yeah,
Mila.
Mila,
We
hash queen.
our Mila Jensen, the hash queen. We
Yeah.
did like a special issue
Yeah.
built around her, and Tammy and her have become like such great friends. And the
So I
Davidu
run-
in Canada
yeah,
is just
so-
amazing.
Mhm.
Like, and let me tell you
We've
what.
had two.
Yeah.
First one was here in Hamilton, and the second one was in Quebec on the reservation of Kanasatake.
You got top shelf stuff there?
Yeah,
What we show there?
The top
Yeah.
shelf
Yeah, the top
fairy.
shelf.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So got some top shelf now. Guess what we're
Oh.
smoking after the show.
What are these ones?
And we got
Flavor burst. Those
and then we got some BC Bud Flavor Burst. Yes, over there. There we go. Check this
Where
out.
can people find out more
Yeah.
information?
Where can they get these? Top secret. It's
Let's
top
see.
secret,
There's a
buddy.
website out there. You know that, right?
Yeah, you throw it. You can throw it. You can say it. I can't throw a
You
comment.
know what? DM me at editor@highcanada.net. I'll shoot you the address.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. It's been a fun ride,
Oh, yeah.
hasn't it? Sometimes crazy ups. We've thrown so many events. You know, when I met Tammy, she
Yeah.
was throwing events with Chronic Creations out here in Hamilton. There was this breakfast event, and I'd never been to a 420 breakfast event
Yeah.
before.
Oh, really? eh?
Such a turnout, and
That's
what,
what we can make it.
here's the funny thing.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, what's it
That's,
called?
that's why Hamilton is the cannabis city in Canada,
Okay.
not Toronto.
Like Vancouver
Like,
is.
no.
or
Yeah,
BC?
Hamilton has cannabis culture. It's ingrained.
Yeah.
Toronto is like the Pepsi and Coke of cannabis.
Yes, okay,
Where-
gotcha.
And Vancouver's not that.
Yeah.
And neither is Hamilton.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've loved being based out of this city.
Yeah.
And there's so many creative, amazing things going on based out of this city in Ontario, and you
Yeah.
would be honestly surprised how
I
integral.
just can't stand the humidity here. I
It's
grew
all-
up,
it's
I
brutal.
grew up here, and I've had enough. BC is the place to be.
Yeah.
We all statistically know that people live longer in British Columbia because of the trees
yeah.
and the fresh air and the
Although
health system they have.
I lived there. I think
It's expensive,
six
but-
years. I was there.
Yeah.
I came back to Ontario for a little bit to like finish up.
Because I'm already
magazine.
coughing because of the pollution here.
It's the pollution's worse here,
Yeah.
but the 3 months of solid rain
yeah.
got to me the last
We don't always
year or
get
two.
3 months of solid rain.
But then here's the thing:
Yeah.
Ontario catfished me. All my friends were like, "Oh, winter was great here last year. BC was warm, but it was great." And then it was the worst flipping winter I'd ever experienced. And I lived in Ontario for 25 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I felt I got catfished. How are we doing for time?
We got as much time as we want. We got probably 5 more minutes, and
Okay.
then we'll do Neil's video, and then I wrap it up usually.
We've had who's your favorite story from a contributor that's not me or you? What's your favorite coverage? Not us. We do a lot for the magazine. We put monthly articles in for
another thing,
100
where do
issues.
people get your oils and stuff?
I'm on.
You have to read about it in the last issue.
Oh,
so
there you go.
smart.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
another hook. Yeah, Tammy. Yeah.
Really? It's okay, come back.
So if you want to find out where
That's
those
what stoners
topicals
say,
are,
they can't
yeah,
remember.
and the lube.
That's
He's got some lube.
Products.
Yeah,
Oh, I've seen
bath
some
bombs and everything.
I've seen some crazy cannabis-based projects. Although the one I was most impressed with that I saw make the most impact,
Excuse me for a second.
cannabis suppositories.
Oh, nice.
Holy
Yes,
crow! Like
suppository.
really,
Jen Bennett used to love
yeah.
those.
And I never
Oh,
thought
God. It's a
um,
faster way of getting high. It doesn't go, it bypasses the stomach and everything. Yeah.
and then I heard somebody mention Jack Congo because Harry looks a little.
I did.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's funny to say like Jack has healed so many
Yes, he
people.
has.
You got to fully commit to that program.
Yeah.
And I have seen it do amazing things for people.
Yeah.
But with the
I
magazine,
not seeing things.
I sprayed it myself.
they always frowned. Health Canada really frowned upon us ever using the expression "cannabis cures cancer."
Yeah, yeah.
And Samology, he built his entire career. God rest his soul.
That's who Lady Grower used to
Yeah,
work for.
yeah.
right?
He pushing that boundary of lighting up in Parliament and saying it every time I interview. You know, another person, Don Briere. He refused to
Did you
follow.
hear what Don's doing?
Is this something crazy and amazing?
Yeah, crazy, but not amazing. Apparently, he is suing the illegal side of cannabis for losses on the legal side.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, you're part of that?
No, I've heard
No.
of that.
You've heard of that? Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that
Huh.
was just told to me about a week and a half ago that he is actually has a case.
Yeah, you verified that information.
Well, it came from a very, very
Okay.
true, pretty good source.
Now,
You never know.
British
You never know.
Columbia, Alberta viewers, you
Yeah.
really want to pay attention to this next bit. This one of our villains is so there is legal shop owners, legal people work within the legal side, mostly retail, and they're vigilanting, like they're actively trying
Going
to
after the
legacy
Baymarket
brands.
stuff.
Not just the legacy brands,
yeah.
the tried and
Of
true
course.
ones.
There's always going to be
And
somebody
then,
like that, right?
One of our villains is it's IP theft from legal from the legacy market. And we're talking from
Intellectual
technology and extraction and hash, and then like actual brands that I watched entrepreneurs build up over years and years and years. And a couple of these legal guys are like, what the fuck is Legacy going to do about it? But then to go actively vigilanting, trying to expose them and get them charged, and under the guise of business, and it's good for the retailers. It is not good for our sector when we start dividing ourselves into big lines like this.
War.
And it's like turning in your friend or your associate because what? They also have a passion for Canada for cannabis, and they don't want to have to pay the government, which is the biggest mob out there. Like the government was brilliant. They want to make so much money. They make so much money. I don't know any mid to large size producers or processors or manufacturers who are doing really well unless they're funded independently and they're not or they're shipping internationally. It's a tough market. Ontario's the worst.
It is.
BC and Alberta not far behind.
Yeah.
But like they make so much money. And listen, while I'm speaking of
Go
villains,
ahead.
where is the accountability from our federal government about where exactly this tax money is going?
Yeah.
You have been so vague about it being pooled into a bigger, broader account and way, and there's no accountability. And we're talking massive money.
It's
There
a
are
lot of money.
thousands of companies across Canada who have to pay through the nose. There are consumers who are paying through the nose. If you look at the difference in prices between legacy and sovereign and the legal, I'm surprised anybody
was buying legal.
like
Yeah.
or like
I can't. As a
could
medical
afford
patient, can't do
to
that.
could afford to compete against that.
Yeah.
Right? Like honestly, it just shows you how much markup that the federal, provincial, and municipal governments are taking off the cannabis sector because they can, and there's nobody to stop them. Remember, it was Bill Blair, top cop, who made all the initial. Crazy. Things are fucked.
Yeah.
Issue 100 is a great time to go out on High Canada Magazine.
Make sure you get a copy.
Yeah, and my cannabis adventures aren't over. I'm actively involved in cannabis tourism. Getting some stuff done for FIFA World Cup coming in 2026. Lots of tours. Think about cannabis, the cannabis sector, the next step in cannabis evolution for our sector, for our culture. We've integrated it into Canadian culture right now. Cannabis tourism. People from around the world want to come to Canada. They experience wine, food, beautiful sights, and cannabis.
I've also heard that a lot of countries say, don't do it like Canada did.
You know what?
Like
People are smart, though. They'll come and learn themselves. If High Canada Magazine is any indicator, we will have people coming from all over the country. And FIFA World Cup is coming. We had
2026
Unicorn Cup last year. One of the most underrated presentations that went on all last year was somebody from the provincial government saying, listen, FIFA's coming. They're cannabis investors. They're coming to kick tires, poach talent, and learn from a mature market. And they are coming in hard.
They are.
So cannabis sector, we're integrated. Let's start thinking about what happens next. We can be showcasing some of the world's best cannabis from top shelf to Scotia, all of them.
I just gotta say, the government should have just took a few guys that they put in jail and started having them grow their weed for them, and there they wouldn't have had the problems that they've had, right? Because there's a lot of good growers that they put in jail, right? And that's all they really had to do. Hey, you work for us, we'll get rid of your sentence, and the government would have been able to sell decent fucking weed, right?
And just curiously enough, how many people do you think have received cannabis-related pardons in Canada, as opposed to what's going on? It is. The last time I checked, it was 72.
72.
And as opposed to the U.S., thousands and thousands and thousands. So there's nobody fighting for pardons in Canada against cannabis crimes. And hey, if you have a cannabis-related charge, can you get a license to be a retailer, a producer? Can you pass the security?
Only after 10 years.
Or can you make the revenue you need to start out to get into the sector? Because probably not. A legacy and sovereign lower the entry barrier. They allow people like
everybody.
You can still have job creation. You can still have entrepreneurship. You can still have beautiful packaging and still keep it out of the hands of the youth and have it regulated. And if you
did fine with the dispensaries before,
absolutely.
Like we weren't on that problem.
Like a lot of sovereign cannabis and legacy cannabis, especially that have been around like 5 to 8 years plus, they all self-regulate with testing. That'll match any LP, EU GMP, or GMP like licensing requirements. Like, so self-regulation, we should have treated it like ag to begin with, and we should not like 6 years in. What a shit show. There's some good stuff that still came out of it. Like us being on your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Hey, just being in Ontario, I was like, we got the sign. And we get this beautiful scenery and everything, you know, like this is great. This is great. Thank you for allowing me to do this.
Big shout out to Surface Farms being such a big ally.
And they're in the title and everything.
That is wonderful. You know, to Tammi,
Harry, John, Andrew,
to Andrew, everybody for coming out to support.
Thank you, guys.
This is probably our last live, and our last time is High Canada Magazine.
All right.
So
well,
it's always been a pleasure.
It's been a blast, my friend. We're going to be friends. Don't worry, magazine or not, we're friends.
I'm honored you came in. Okay, that's it for me,
all right.
guys. Thank you.
All right, okay, we're gonna go and just do Neil's memorial video, and we're right back.
down there, yo.
So much fun.
All right, here we go.
You'll enjoy Parliament.
And we'll bring this back to the beginning.
We are right here.
Oh, wow. Welcome to the THC Show with Neil. THC stands for Truth, Hope, and Change, and we're going to hope to cover all the different latest news and stuff to do in the cannabis world, and do it in a way that gives you some hope and maybe provides some opportunity for change.
You guys want some free weed? Well, let's get this underway then.
There, you're live.
Ready? We're live?
You're
All
live.
right, hey. Welcome to the THC Show, everybody.
It looks like some pretty nice stuff here, Neil.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen the plants?
Yes, I just saw the plants. Beautiful.
Plants are awesome.
The laws against cannabis are very destructive, and they fly right in the face of what it means to be a Canadian and what it means to be in a free country. If you're not free to grow a plant and use a plant for your arthritis, pain, or to feel good or whatever you want, you're not free.
There is so much oppression of our great culture here. There is so much hypocrisy and corruption in this world we're living in. And we're still going to fight hard to get what we deserve. You deserve the right to do or not do whatever you want to do or don't want to do without any government coercion or prohibition until you interfere with somebody else. If you don't stand up for it, they'll continue to take it away from us. Your children will be a lot less free than we are, and we'll be a lot less free.
Hey, it's 4:20. My alarm didn't go off. What happened?
But you were just feel I couldn't interrupt.
I was waiting for that thing to go. I was kind of keeping my eye on it, you know. All right. Wow.
We really are making an impact in this community and offsetting the use of opioids. I thank everybody that's been involved and helped us get here, and I'm really looking forward to another great year.
I can't thank enough all the people that helped me do this. I thank you, the viewer, for watching. It's really been great to have you along. I hope that we're able to make a difference in your life and maybe make a difference in the world somewhere. And I want you all to have as much fun as you can changing the world. From myself, Neil Magnuson, Pot TV, and the THC Show. Have as much fun as you can changing the world.
So I'm a bit of a patriot. I love my country. I hate my government. I'm scared shitless of those people. They are corrupt as could be, and they can make our lives miserable, but I love Canadians. So when it was time to help out with these pot rallies that I've been going to for 5 years, one of the first things that came to my mind is, well, we got to have a proper anthem. We need to have something that's thought-provoking, that's respectful, that's not stupid, that helps to teach people about what we're doing here. So I wrote my version of O Cannabis. So without any further ado, if you know the words, give me a hand. If you don't, that's fine. I'll sing them for you. O Cannabis.
Oh, cannabis, the sacred plant of peace. With healing powers, it helps our eyes to see. And with glowing joints, we make the point that the true north should be free. And with wise red eyes, we criticize the war against our family. God keep us stash from the police. Oh, cannabis, we stand here high and proud for this. Oh, cannabis, the sacred
I wonder where my dog is.
Peace, buddy. We miss you. All right, I want to thank Cy. I want to thank Surface Farms for having us out here today. And I want to thank you, the viewer. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to donate, because without you, the CSP programs cannot do these pilot programs and stuff that they've been trying to do. I've reached out to the mayor of Mission in hopes that he will continue to do stuff like the mayor of Langley is doing. So hope and pray that it works. They're going to talk to the council in Mission about this, so you never know. Just keep your fingers crossed. All right, so go out and do something nice for someone today. They might just do something nice for someone else, and we'll have a much better world to live in. And as Neil Magazine just said, have as much fun as you can changing the world. We'll see you next week. I don't know if I'll be in BC. I don't know where I'm going to be, but hopefully I'll be home. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.